Well, the week that I was arrested and beaten and assaulted, I was one of thousands of Egyptians who were beaten and assaulted and arrested. But what I tried to do was to focus light on the anonymous Egyptians that we don't normally hear from. Because I have many privileges, I'm known in the media, I'm Egyptian and American, and I have access to a lot of people who follow me. So what I tried to do after I was released was to talk about the human rights violations that I experienced, but as a way of showing that there are Egyptians who experience much worse, and that I, despite broken arms and sexual assault and 12 hours detention, that was actually quite light compared to what a lot of Egyptians experience. 2 days before I was taken in, another Egyptian woman, activist, was detained for 3 days and also sexually assaulted and beaten. So it's actually much more common than a lot of people know. But it's very difficult for especially women to talk about the sexual assaults that happen. So I tried to be as open and as explicit as possible as a way of breaking that taboo of talking about sexual assaults in Egypt. When I was arrested, my phone fell because they were beating me and they broke my arms. And so I was without connection to the outside world for 3 hours, which was very troublesome for me because my phone is my lifeline. My phone is my connection to the world. I'm on Twitter. I was tweeting in the street as they were shooting at us, and my friend was saying, "Stop tweeting so that you don't die." So Twitter, I was tweeting until the very last moment. And so when I was taken into the Ministry of the Interior, I had no way of telling the outside world what had happened to me. But 3 hours after my arrest, an activist came into the same place I was, and because they weren't paying attention to me, I asked him if I could use his smartphone to get on Twitter. So he got me on Twitter, and I sent out a tweet saying, "Beaten, arrested, Interior Ministry," as a way of telling people what was happening to me. And I was told, because I was detained for 12 hours, but I was told that 15 minutes after this tweet, the hashtag Free Mona trended around the world. So I was lucky enough to have a lot of followers, because at that time, 60,000 people were following me. So the State Department and Al Jazeera both responded very soon after my tweet, and then the Guardian newspaper also reported that I was arrested. So this is also by way of saying that this is exactly what I mean, that I had access to an audience that the ordinary average Egyptian doesn't have. So when I was released 9 hours after this tweet, I tweeted what happened to me, and I took pictures of my arms and the injuries that I had, and I tweeted all the way in the hospital, and then I went on as many media outlets as I could, again as a way of showing that this is what happened to me, and I'm known and I have a big following. So can you imagine what's happening to Egyptians who don't have this name?